Time really don't wait on no one, and I say all that to say this, Aljeron. Please pursue what you love. Pursue what you love and become great in that area. Don't watch people that's saying may discourage you from going into the arts, but that's the gift that God give you. So now just have a strong head and don't listen to what they have to say. But I'm so proud of you that you took that step. And listen, whenever you have a thought in your mind that is not of you becoming like you shouldn't do this, you're not qualified, that is not the voice of God, that's not your voice, that's the voice of the enemy. The voice of the enemy. So yeah, you got it. You got it, honey. Keep going. And listen, people, there's so much people that look up to you but don't have the courage to tell you that because of your consistently, you know what, consistency. You know, most people are inspired just by watching you post your workout videos, and on top of that, you carry yourself very well and you dress very nice. So don't let the enemy steal what the Lord has given you.
All right. Good morning. It's Saturday. We just finished running. I didn't do like the full 5 miles. I did like four something. I didn't run straight throughout. I think I stopped maybe like 2 or 3 times. I don't know. To me, I just find it crazy how you miss one weekend, or like you kind of like slack off for a short period of time, and then when you get back, all of a sudden it's almost like you starting over again. But I will say I had a good pace at the beginning, like the first half of it. Throughout the second half, I started to get that's when I started to get winded, and that's when I started stopping. But I ran like maybe a full like half hour without stopping. So I don't know. I feel good. I did like I sweat a lot. Is what it is. Yeah. Not so much talking this morning. I do have work in about an hour. I'm gonna quickly make breakfast. I'm gonna do some waffles, eggs, and some turkey slices, and then shower and whatnot. Get ready for work. This week wasn't too bad actually. We actually finished week 3 in a week. Yeah, like I started on Sunday, and today is Saturday. So yeah, tomorrow, we'll sit down, we'll do the check-in, and yeah. But for now, let's make breakfast. Listen, living single is the best black sitcom from the 90s, and I'm willing to fight for that fact. I dying on that hill, and I don't care if it's by myself. All right, back to cooking. So this is my normal go-to for breakfast. Waffles. Sometimes I have protein, sometimes I don't in my waffles. So just waffles, eggs, with some sausage. I normally like switch up the sausage. Sometimes it'll be like Italian sausage. Sometimes it'll be not sorry. This isn't sausage. This is turkey slices. But sometimes it'll be turkey slices. Sometimes it'll be um, Italian sausage. Sometimes it'll be, I don't know, bacon. Like I switch it out. But this is my normal go-to for.
Why is it? Like, are you Okay? Where is it, bitch? Relax. Where is it? Relax.
Breakfast, so we're gonna eat this, get ready to go to work, and yeah. Okay, so it's the next day. It's Sunday. We are officially done with week 3 of the Artist Way. I want to get my car washed today. Um, I want to get my car washed today, but the sun is out. I don't know if any of the car wash guys are open. I was thinking of just going through the drive-through car wash and then vacuuming the inside myself, because the inside of my car isn't really dirty. It just needs to vacuum a little bit. But I don't know, it's hot and I don't want to be like sweaty and annoyed and whatnot after. Like, I feel clean. Like, I really feel like working so much. And I don't want to sit outside in the sun and wait for someone to wash it either. So I don't know if that's gonna happen today. It may, as well as it may not. But besides that, it's Sunday, the sun is out, I feel good. And I wanna well, not I wanna we're gonna sit down and just go through week 3 of the Artist Way. This is the first one that I finished in a week, literally before a week actually. I found myself doing some of the activities, um, like 2 and 3 in one day. There's 1 or 2 that I haven't done yet, and we're gonna talk about those. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's not Saturday. It's Sunday. The sun is out. I feel good. About to throw on my usual some early 2000s music and just vibe out and enjoy my company for a few hours. So let's go. If you want some loving, I suggest you go back there where you came from. Do you trust me? Love me? You putting it on me? You must say. Don't put it on like the rule that God only looks after children and fools in your night. Listen, um, well, as you saw, we we got the car washed. Um, I just bite the bullet and just stood out in the heat while they clean the inside and the outside. So I feel good. Feels good to have a clean car. I don't know. Listen, anybody who knows me knows, like, I love early 2000s music. I feel like at one point I really liked 90s music, but like for the last, I'd say like 5 years or so, like starting about 2020, I really started getting back into early 2000s. I think it was around the time of like verses and like 2020. I feel like in 2020 it was a resurgence of Y2K. Like, it was a resurgence of like early 2000s music, verses, when they would have like a lot of the artists from the early 2000s, 2001 to 2005, doing the verses back and forth and whatnot. And then you had Pass the Mic with DJ Cassidy. I feel like all of those stuff, 2020 is what made me get back into early 2000s music, and I feel like I haven't left that era since. It's been 5 years and I'm still deep in the early 2000s world. There's something about when I listen to music from that time, it just takes me back to, even though I was only a kid around that time, it still takes me back to, I'm like, I just know, like, just listening to the songs and stuff, just thinking of like my older cousins and my aunt, my mom, and people who were adults around that time. I'm like, I know they was just having a ball. Like, I know, like, back then it was just like the vibes was just right back then, because I don't know. you can let me know if you were an adult. If you were like an adult, I mean like 25 or maybe like 20 and up in the early 2000s, you could tell me if I'm wrong. But I just feel like back then things was different. I feel like things was simple. I feel like times was more fun. I feel like the world wasn't as serious. Like I don't know. I just be thinking like I know my mom and like my uncles and stuff. I sure around that time they was just having a ball. Like I'm sure life was just more fun and just free back then. Cause I have a little bit of memories and whatnot. Like certain songs do take me back to that era, but I don't know. Just like food for thought. Anyway, we about to go inside. We I just parked. We on Paradise Island. We about to go to Dilly Club. We about to have a drink and go over week 3. So yeah, let's go. All right, so we're at the Dilly Club in Paradise Island, and I have with me a sidecar, my drink of choice, whiskey sidecar. Taste test. Um, let's see if this beats last week's sidecar at Yellow Bell. Let's see if this is better. That is actually really good. Does it beat Yellow Bell? Mm, I don't think so. I'll give this. I'll give this a. I'll give this a 7. Yellow Bell is a 8, and I think the egg whites had something to do with it. So I'm gonna try that for myself when I start making sidecars again. Well, the next time I make a sidecar on. Um. So yeah, week 3 of the Artist Way. Let's jump right into it. The first task in week 3 says, describe your childhood bedroom. If you wish, you may sketch this room. I can't draw, so I didn't do that. What was your favorite thing about it? What was your favorite thing about your bed? What is your favorite thing about your bedroom right now? Nothing? Well, get something you like in there. Maybe something from that old childhood bedroom. I vividly remember my childhood bedroom. Y'all don't judge me. Please don't. My childhood bedroom had 3 specific things that I could remember, and that is a Britney Spears poster. I remember the poster that it was. It was the Oops, I Did It Again album cover. I had a Britney Spears poster. I had one of those inflatable silver, like chromatic, inflatable chairs. Like, not chair, not couch, but it was like a single chair, sort of like this, but it was inflatable. Um, I had that, and then I had a CD player that I used and abused as a kid. So, yeah. What's your favorite thing inside your bedroom now? My favorite thing in my bedroom now is my portrait that I got at a pageant that I competed in. Is a portrait of me, and I really love it. And yeah, I just love it. Like it's like the coolest thing in the world to me. It's a little like self-centered and a little conceited, but hey, I love it. It's the thing I love now that's in my bedroom. That's that. The next task says to describe 5 traits you liked about yourself as a child. Next, write a little bit about why each one appeals to you. For me, my favorite thing about being a child that I can remember is that I was very free. I was very expressive. I expressed myself. My parents, my family members, they gave me the freedom to express myself. Some of them, my cousins, would make fun of me for it sometimes, but I never felt like I couldn't be myself. So I love that about being a kid. Um, I was very optimistic as a kid. Um, I also felt like I felt very safe as a kid. I think as you become an adult, think about you start to think about things differently. You start to feel as though the world starts to feel more unsafe the older you get. Like, when you're a kid, your your necessities. When you're a kid, your necessities such as like food, shelter, water, safety, all of that, all of those things, you don't have to worry about, and you think that it's just automatic. You feel like it's automatically afforded to you, or it's just automatically like you just get it, whatever. But when you become an adult, you realize that safety, food, shelter, clothes, all that stuff depends on you. And it's like if you aren't working hard enough, or if you're not providing those things for yourself, you could very well be very uncomfortable and not taken care of. So that's one thing that's one of my traits that I remember as a kid that I really liked, and that was that safety and knowing that no matter what, every day that I woke up, I was gonna be taken care of. Um, yeah. So that is it something I miss? Oh yeah. So another thing as a kid, my favorite thing was I just let my creativity flow. That was one of my favorite traits. I just allowed my creativity to flow. My favorite class as a kid was creative writing, and I don't know if anybody had that class, but it was a class where I don't know if it's a common thing. I don't know, but it was a class where you would just mostly write stories, and I enjoyed storytelling. I think that's what got me into rapping and making music when I got into my teens, was being able to tell stories and just create characters and stuff like that. Like, I think that's what I enjoyed as a kid. I would write stories, and I would be so proud to tell my stories, even like if they sucked or nobody cared about it or nobody cared to hear it. Like my classmates, I remember like sometimes like they'd be rolling their eyes and stuff like while I would be telling my stories, and I didn't give a I love telling, like I loved creative writing. I loved writing a story and then presenting it, or coming up with something and then presenting it. So that's one thing that's one of my favorite traits as a child, was the way that I let my creativity flow. Task 3. List 5 childhood accomplishments. Reflect below on your memories of those experiences of success. And as a treat, list 5 favorite childhood foods. Buy yourself one this week. First thing, I came first in my commerce class in 10th grade. 2, I choreographed and creative directed our dance segment for the Battle of the Seniors talent show in grade. Well, I actually, to be quite honest, not to toot my own horn, but I created, directed, and choreographed our dances every year, to be honest. But it was something about the 12th grade. Listen, 12th grade was when I got people to participate who wouldn't normally participate. Like all of the it girls in our class and whatnot, like they finally was like, whatever, okay, Aljeron, I'll do it. We can dance this year. And they let me lead, and they let me come up with the dance, and they let me come up with everything, like the style of it and all that different stuff. And they nailed it, and we nailed it, because like I had a segment in it, like we had some of the guys in it and whatnot, and that was a very proud moment for me, and it's something that I always look back on, and I'm very surprised that I was able to pull that off. We did not win, We did not win, but it was iconic. Actually, I think we won the dance segment, but we did that was the only segment we won, if I'm not mistaken. So overall, we didn't win the full competition, but we did win dance, and yeah, and I think I had a lot to do with that. So also for task three, list five favorite childhood foods. My favorite childhood foods were guava duff, Bahamians. If you know, you know. Guava duff is a Bahamian dessert, and we ride at dawn. We ride at dawn for guava duff. My other favorite childhood treat was cheesecake. My other favorite childhood treat was pina colada. Loved the pina colada. I think pina colada was the first like I don't know, exotic drink I ever had like as a kid. Like it was the first thing I've ever had like besides like juice and soda was a pina colada. And I remember me and my mom were on a cruise and she ordered me one and I was hooked ever since. I love pina colada. My next favorite childhood treat is a corn dog. Love a corn dog. Still to this day, I don't eat it that often, but I really do love it. My next favorite childhood treat was Hawaiian salad. Now, y'all, let me know if y'all ever had this before. A Hawaiian salad basically consists of marshmallows, fruit cup, like fruit cocktail, fruit cup, sour cream, whipped cream, and it may be something else. I think that's it. I think that's all it is. But my grandmother used to make it for me a lot. So whenever I would spend the weekend by her, like, and she wanted to like make it kind of fun, she would make Hawaiian salad. And I think I told her I liked it. And ever since I told her I liked it, whenever I went there, she would have it there for me. And I have not had a Hawaiian salad in long before my grandmother passed away. I haven't had a Hawaiian salad in at least over 15 years. So that's the one that I decided to go with. That's the one that I decided to make. I got the ingredients yesterday when I went to the food store, and today we are going to make that. And I am excited. I am interested to know if I'm still gonna enjoy it or if I'm gonna hate it. So that's what we will. Yeah, that's I don't know. I think this process is working because I feel like the kid in me is awakening. Task four. List, take a look at your habits. Many of them may interfere with your self nurturing and cause shame. Some of the oddest things are self destructive. Do you have a habit of watching TV you don't like? Do you have a habit of hanging out with a really do you have a habit of hanging out with a really boring friend to just kill time? Some rotten habits are obvious, overt. Either drinking too much like smoking, eating instead of writing. List three obvious rotten habits. What's the payoff in continuing them? Um, I'll say one of my habits I um, that I think that I listed here. One of them for me was lack of prayer time, not prioritizing reading as much as I should, and also just sacrificing long-term satisfaction for temporary comfort. That's a habit of mine. Like I'm good with like going to the gym and like um, I know about delayed gratification and just basically putting off your comfort for now in order to work towards something important or whatever. Just but sometimes I do fall short. And sometimes I do like I'm sure people can relate, like just doing things that you don't enjoy or just attending things that you don't care for, doing things that you don't enjoy just out of fear of missing out when you don't even really want to do it. So that's something that I'm working on. And yeah. Task five. Make a list of friends who nurture you. They give you a sense of your own competency and possibility, not enable you, but they give you the message that you will never get it straight, or they don't give you the message that you will never get it straight without their help. There's a big difference between being helped and being treated as though we are helpless. Describe which of these friends' traits particularly serve you well. I have a few friends like this who really nurture me, and I do appreciate them a lot. Like, I do hold them very close and dear to me. We talk all the time. We talk on the phone all the time. Like, even as grown adults, when we do talk, we have our own lives, but when we do talk and call each other, we on the phone for hours. Um, like, we don't live in the same like place anymore, but we do catch up on the phone, and when we do catch up, like, we talking and catching up for at least like 2 hours on the phone and whatnot. And the conversations are very always very like nurturing, very fulfilling. Um, we just chop it up about everything, life, just struggles, things that we might be going through, and we kind of like offer a safe space for each other just to dump and like put it all on the table.
State of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
And then move on after that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very grateful for those relationships that I do have. Six. Task 6. Call a friend who treats you like a really good and bright person who can accomplish things. Part of your recovery is reaching out for support. This support, it will be critical as you undertake new risk. I did that. Um, so yeah, that goes without saying. Number 7, inner compass. Each of us has an inner compass. This is an instinct that points us toward health. It warns us when we are on dangerous ground, and it tells us when something is safe and good for us. Morning pages are a way to contact it. So so are some other artist brain activities: painting, driving, walking, scrubbing, running. This week, take an hour to follow your inner compass by doing artist brain activity and listening to what insights bubble up. Record them below. I failed this. I did fail at this because I skipped this page. I was supposed to come back to this. I, as a matter of fact, I don't know if I failed this. I feel like I did this without knowing that I did this. We can come back to task 7. Let's go to task 8. List 5 people you admire whom you feel safe praising publicly. Now list 5 people you secretly admire. What traits do these people have that you can cultivate further in yourself? Okay, I listed a few people that I admire. Um, a few people I admire are hello, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, Doechii, of course, Mary J. Blige, Jay Z, Sidney Poitier, and Lenny Kravitz. That's more than 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7. But um, that's 7 people. But those are people that I do admire, like public figures. Um, I'll give you a brief. I'll give a brief like explanation on why I do admire them. Beyonce, obvious reasons. Beyonce, Beyonce. You all know I love Trina. Hello. The thing that I admire most, and I'm going to put everyone in one group, the thing that I admire most about Beyonce, Doechii, Jay Z, and Trina is the fact that they saw a vision for their life. Like, they saw what they wanted their life to look like, and they made it happen by any means necessary. Like, and to me, that is a that is an that is a trait that I would love to cultivate in myself. With Beyonce, it was like, as a kid, she knew what she wanted and she just went after it. I feel like that's something that we all can benefit from, and that if we all like took on that mentality and just shamelessly go after what we want and not care what anybody thinks, I think that everybody would be so happy. Next person I can think of is Dochi. Dochi, same thing. Like Dochi is the reason that I'm even doing this exercise, like this workbook right now, is because she she came to a point where, like, if you follow her story before she became who she is now, she just like she came to a point where she was like, I have nothing to lose. Like, what am I gonna lose by going after what I want?
I remember going into different labels and I was like, hey, so I have an internship here and I'm supposed to be in Studio B. And they were like, who are you? Like, just completely lying. And I tried. I tried my best. I went to shows, I connected with people, and it brought me right here on this couch.
And she just shamelessly started doing stuff like treating life like a movie, pulling up to record labels, like demanding to go inside and like just listen. I resonate with her so much. Like, I'm like, if we all kind of did stuff like that, we like we would be so everybody would be happy. Everybody would just be happy because it would just be like, even if you didn't really fully achieve everything that you wanted to, I think everybody would be happy because they would be satisfied with the fact of knowing that they went after it shamelessly. And it's like, you really did all that you could do, and there was nothing else that you could do. And if it didn't work out, it was because it was just not in the cards for you. I think that's what I admire about how she went after her dreams and her goals, and just seeing it pay off the way that it does now is just inspiring. Mary J. Blige. I love the fact that Mary J. Blige is able to take her pain. I love the fact that Mary J. Blige is able to take her pain and like painful circumstances and whatnot, and she is able to monetize it. She doesn't, even if, I don't know, Mary J. Blige may be a very depressed person for all I know, but from what she presents to the public, she takes situations that she goes through in relationships and, you know, addiction and stuff like that, and then she just flips it and creates a beautiful story out of it. Like, and I think she was like one of the first that I know of. I feel like she kind of opened that door for that genre, like hip hop soul. So I love that about her. I grew a great appreciation for Mary after she went through her divorce, and just the way that she used that as fuel for her comeback. You, you have no choice but to respect it. Jay Z. Whenever I need motivation as a creator, I watch Fade to Black. It's a documentary. It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. Like, it isn't hard to find. It's a it's a documentary, like a concert series. Not a concert. It's a concert special, but it shows the making of his Black album, which was supposed to be his retirement album. So I'm inspired when when I listen to that album and just seeing where he was at that point. Like, he was barely scratching the surface on what he could become, and it was like, still at that time, like, he just was like, he thought that was the end for him. Like, he just wanted to retire. He didn't want to rap anymore. And watching that special kind of opened my eyes to see that he did kind of pave the way for rappers to like sell out arenas and go on a stadium tour and stuff like that. Like, nobody was doing that prior to him. Like, so the concert special is very inspiring, and I do watch it when I need a little motivation or anything to go after what I'm doing. Even though it may not be on that scale, it still, inspires me. Trina. One thing I love about Trina, and a lot of people don't understand why I ride for Trina like I do, but Trina literally did not plan to be a rapper. Trina planned to be a real estate agent, and she got an opportunity to feature on a song, and from that, she was people started reaching out to her to make more music. She did not want to make more music. She was just thinking like this is one verse, or like this is like one or two lines I'm about to sing in a song. We about to go back and forth in the song, and then that's it. I'm about to go back to my normal life. And the door was open for her to be more than a real estate agent. It was open for her to be a rapper. She never planned to do that. She never was a writer. She never was a rapper. But she took that opportunity and built a whole career out of that.
To that. I was just fresh from out of school. I want to do something else that was a serious job. Now I'm going to do music. And I'm going to roll with a bunch of guys that I know that are my friends, but I don't even really know if y'all life is serious because y'all are all over the place.
Yeah.
But I'm not, at the time, I don't drink. I'm not in the clubs. I'm not doing after parties. I'm doing the stage and I'm in the hotel room. And now I'm trying to figure out how to write music because I have this guy in Miami, which is the label owner of Slip and Slide, saying when I get back, we're starting on your album. And I don't really understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So on my mind, it was a self-conscious thing of just focusing on this is now you changed from doing real estate to doing music, so you have to transition into a different phase in life. And I kind of like start taking everything serious,
And to me, like it's a very underrated story of the sky is the limit. Like it just it motivates me to see like that one thing can lead to all these great things. And yeah, like that's why like I just find her very admirable. um and then also just the way that she makes hard work just look so glamorous and just so effortless. Like I remember when my first time seeing Trina in concert, they said she was leaving. The concert started at like 3 o'clock. It was like a club concert in Freeport, Club Amnesia, in Freeport, and that was my first time seeing her live. And I was about 17. I think I was scared that I wasn't even gonna get into the club, because I bought tickets and everything, but I didn't even know if I was gonna get in because it was a club show, and she performed, and I remember them saying that she had to leave straight from the club to go to the airport because she had another show somewhere else, and I was like, this sounds like the life. Like this is like this is some wild stuff. Like, and I found her fascinating from then, and just following her journey, and just even at the stage that she's in now, like she still works so very hard, and it's inspirational to me, and it's cool to see. Um, Another person that I secretly admire, but I never said it to them, and probably this is my first time saying it. My pageant brother, Aaron. Um, he's so young. Um, I'm not sure how old Aaron is now. Um, young guy. I met him because we both participated in Bahamas Perfect together, and Bahamas Perfect, it's a pageant. Well, not we participated in World's Perfect together, and World's Perfect is a pageant where they have like World's Perfect, I don't know, woman. They have World's Perfect man, World's Perfect young man. So he went representing the young man category. I went representing the man category, and we've been cool ever since. And he makes music, and he makes really good music.
You ain't even gotta fight no more. Mike Tyson ain't here no more. They're rockin' with a new hitter, that's me, yeah. And bustin' out your wrist on the abuse you gon' get. Is it too pretty to be treated like you're not with it?
And just to see him at that age, rapping and taking his talent so seriously, and basically creating a lane for himself, and he shamelessly promotes himself on social media, on in person. Like he will, for me, I hate watching my work in front of people. I hate seeing my work at the same time as someone else. And he just he just promotes himself, and he does not, like, he will listen to his music in the front of you. He will play his music, like he's proud of what he creates, and is a that is a trait that I would like to cultivate in myself moving forward. Number 9, list 5 people who are dead whom you wish you had met. while they were alive. Now list five people who are dead whom you would like to hang out with for a while in eternity. What traits do you find in these people that you can look for in your friends? I have four people. I would have loved to meet Michael Jackson. I'd have loved to meet Aaliyah. I'd have loved to meet Left Eye. And the last one I won't say because to me that's kind of personal. I would have loved to meet Michael Jackson. I'd have loved to meet Aaliyah. I'd have loved to meet Left Eye from TLC. Um, and yeah, and then it was the next thing is people whom you would like to hang out with for a while in eternity. I would love to hang out with my grandparents in eternity. Um, yeah. Um, I didn't really figure out the traits that they may have in my friends. I feel like that's gonna come to me um, with some time. The next task is task 10, and it asks you to. It says compare the two sets of lists. Take a look at what you really like and really admire, and a look at what you think you should like and admire. What I wrote from this, my takeaway was I said, I admire my grandparents who stayed together for decades, even though they were only married for 5 years. I found that out as an adult. I don't even know if I'm supposed to share that, but whatever. Based on what I found out, they knew that they could accomplish more together than apart. They were a dream team, successfully raising three queens that grew up to raise four kings. To me, that's fly as hell, and I'm honored to be a part of their tribe. I am I am grateful for the time that I spent with them. I have so many questions, and if I was able to spend eternity with them, I would love to be given the opportunity. Yeah, I think in this day and age, like commitment and sticking to the plan as a unit, like two people together, is uncommon. And my grandparents, I just admire that about them. Like I said, I recently found out that they weren't even married for the full time that they were together. According to my mom, they were only married for like 5 years or so prior to my granddad passing away. I always thought that they were always married, but they weren't. Um, but it's just so fly to me the fact that my grandmother and my granddad, um, like I'm sure, like even though this was back then, I'm sure they had temptation, and I'm sure they had like I'm sure they had like their mind would wander and stuff like that. But the fact that they stayed together and built a life together and had kids, raised them successfully raised all their kids, um, provide like bought a house, um, took care of each other. Like my grandmother was a boss. Like she worked for government. My granddad, he was a boss as well. He had like his own extermination company. He would take me with him like when he went to do different jobs and stuff. And I just admire the fact that they stuck with each other. They had a plan to just create a life together, and they knew that me being young, looking back on it now, I'm like, they knew that they could accomplish more together than they could apart. And with that in mind, they created a plan. They had goals. They stuck with it. Paid their house off before they passed away. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I just never thought about it like that. But I'm like, they, yeah. Like I would love to. I never. I hate the fact that I didn't realize it until after they passed away. But I would love the opportunity to just like tell them how much like I admire that about them, and just is I don't know. And I just like I said in the notes, like I feel honored just being offspring of them, like being their grandchild. Yeah. Um, I do wish I allowed my. I do wish that. At the time, I was interested in business, like before my granddad passed, because I wish I gave him the opportunity to teach me some things about business and just working for yourself and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I ever, not I don't think, it didn't happen, but I never got the opportunity to have that conversation with him because he started to get sick, like, around the time I became a teen, like around, like, I think he died when I was like 13 or so, 13, 14. So I never got a chance for him to like pass on knowledge to me and let me know, you know, the ins and outs of certain stuff. And I wish I had that opportunity. But for that reason, I wish that I was able to spend more time with them. Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of our check-in. This evening, I'm gonna make my Hawaiian salad, and I'm gonna let y'all make that with me. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And like I said, I hope I enjoy it. But that's the end of um, that's the end of week 3. Okay, so it's the next day. Um, I made the Hawaiian salad last night, but I forgot that you have to leave it overnight to sit before you eat it. So today we are going to be tasting it, and hopefully it tastes like my childhood. But I did notice that leaving it overnight, like, it does thicken a bit because like last night it was kind of loose. So look, this is what it looks like. I mean, so bright. There you go. This is what it looks like after it sit, like with the marshmallows, the whipped cream, the sour cream, and the fruits. So I was talking to my mommy today, and she said that apparently this. She's telling me that my Grammy didn't make this, that my Grammy used to buy this from someone, and that she didn't make it. I am choosing not to believe that. I am choosing to believe that Judy Maxine Major used to make Hawaiian salad. So let's see. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you can't even see it. Anyway, you all saw it already. You know what it looked like.
Is it good? The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I telling you, it may sound nasty, but don't knock this till you try this. This tastes so good. God, it's good. This tastes just like I remember. All right, let me stop because I didn't have dinner yet, so I'm not gonna eat. But it's so good. All right, that's it. See y'all next week.